What I need to do in this race is very simple and can be shown with a very simple maths equation. What you do is 45.7 divided by x plus y minus penis equals virgin, and then you take virgin, take away F7 divided by 24 cookies, and that equals beat Ricciardo. That's the bottom line here. That's as simple as I can make it. I need to beat Daniel Ricciardo, and I'll take his car.
Daniel Ricciardo is currently drawing the rival challenge.
Thank you for that terrific insight, David. Absolutely sensational. I don't know how I manage without you. Wheelie, the grid is silver. No, just wait, just stop. Just stop the Grand Prix. Now, I'm not going to shout over that music for the entire Grand Prix, so get rid of it now. Is it gone? Good. Now let's carry on. So we're arrayed properly now, and we're behind Ricciardo, actually, after a disaster in qualifying. I actually qualified in P19, but that's down to P20, P21 as we go into turn 1, because I'm so... Jesus, my guy's absolutely incensed by something that took place on turn 1 there. He's furious as we approach turn 2. And Maldonado's on his outside, and we know he's not going to give him any time of day. And he's been pushed a little bit wide down. I'm surprised he's not raging again, and Maldonado still holds a position ahead of me. But Maldonado's looking vulnerable as we go through the large straight area that's actually been. And I'm going around the outside of Jean-Eric Vergne. I'm all over the back of Daniel Ricciardo. I was actually inside his rear wing briefly there. But I'm on the outside of Jean-Eric Vergne as we approach this corner. And I've taken... Oh, no, I've missed my braking zone completely. My guy's going to be absolutely chewing inside that cockpit. He's just going to be chewing away in disgust at the event that happened here. But Ricciardo's on his outside, and he's got the racing line, but Ricciardo's holding the place. And this is the time for dramatic music, because we're into P15, and Ricciardo's been sold, and Ricciardo's dropped back a lot of positions. Jean-Eric Vergne's had Ricciardo as well. And we're about a yard wide of the apex as we go through Cops, and a bit further wide. I was doing a bit of track extending on the exit there. That will have a lot of people raging in the comments, but anyway, we gloss over that and move on through Beckett's and Maggots and the rest of that complex, and I'm ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne, and I'm ahead of Ricciardo. Ricciardo's the vital one here. In fact, I've gained so much time on Ricciardo here. This is just glorious, glorious driving so far. As we come towards the end of lap 1, and Grosjean is the next target, but I'm over a second down on him at the moment, and I need to, I need to make sure I keep the car on the bloody track, because that has been difficult enough so far this series. But number 2 is that I need to make sure I try and overtake him, otherwise this is going to be one of the dullest Grand Prix ever as we go through the start-finish straight, and I'm 0.436 seconds behind him, or is that 5.6? I can't really read on my preview that's this small. And we're going through the turn 2 now towards turn 3, and Grosjean's looking incredibly vulnerable down the inside, but no, he's held it. But now I've gone all the way around the outside. Should I have maybe De Resta as well, but no, De Resta shut the door, and Grosjean has been taken. P14, this is superb driving from the man in the Virgin. I cut the next few corners out because it's so dull it reminds you of the F1 2013 season. The driving standards so far from this Grand Prix, for me, have been exceptional. But Grosjean is still all over my gearbox, and he's now going to throw it down the inside into Stowe. And that's a real surprise, because you'd expect Grosjean to go for that sort of manoeuvre. I'm doing more track extending. Yeah, you don't realise this, but when I drive a car, I sort of ignore the set boundaries of a circuit, and sort of just go my own way with it, you know. I'll just go as wide as I like and cut the corner as much as I like. That's just the way I do things. It's just personal preference. Most cars like to stick between the two white lines on either side of the track. I like to go miles wide like you're just seeing there, you know. That's just the way I do it. I just take the normal rules of Formula 1 and tell them to f*** off. That's basically what I do. But anyway, we're on the back of De Resta, and we're going around the outside of De Resta, and we've taken De Resta into whatever corner that is. Quick poll, answer yes or no to this in the comments. Do you think we'll ever see Paul Di Resta in F1 again after Perez's appointment at Force India? A quick look to the top right hand corner will show you that I've completely skipped a lap. That's because it's so dull it reminds you of the F1 2030. Yes, okay, I think people get the picture at this stage that I wasn't a massive fan of the drama that F1 threw up this calendar year. But anyway, I'm throwing up more drama because I'm on the back of Maldonado. And if that isn't drama, then I don't know what is, because you can't really predict what this lad's going to do. He might throw it down your inside, or he might just be awful and crash off himself. But anyway, we're on the back of him as we go down the the old pit straight towards Cops, and I'm basically inside his rear wing as we go around the outside. Slight bit of track extending, but I've taken the place, and I've taken P12, and this is stunning stuff. You can't even see Ricciardo on my screen anymore. It's just sensational driving. Ricciardo's just a distant memory, and we're looking at points here. I cut the next few corners out because it's so dull it reminds. Good lord, please stop saying that. Anyway, you'll see that points are clearly not on the cards because there's less than a lap to go now, and I'm so far behind P10, it makes your eyes water. But we are looking to hold off Maldonado here, and who knows what the young Venezuelan is going to attempt next. But we are going onto a long straight here, and he's got to run off me off that final corner, and his Williams is going straight up my inside, and I'm stuck round the outside, but he's broken too early, and I've taken the position into the next corner, and that's sensational. So that should be the worst of it over. Just 2 more straights to go, and hopefully, well, he's dropped back miles actually. He's never going to catch me. He didn't catch me. And that, my friends, means I have victory over Daniel Ricciardo. And that means that Toro Rosso is mine. Right, now that's that video done. Now just sit back and watch the hateful comments roll in about track extending and how inactive I am.